11 place.
Oh. Now 10 will now be the median instead of the mean.
65 yards.
So Reeves will attempt the point after, and his fantasy points just continue to rack up here tonight. As long as he gets it, and this is going to be booted. Doesn't have the distance. It brought rain, and it crossed over the crossbar. It'll be 28-14.
Wow.
Nice. So with 18.1 seconds to go in the first half, it's 28-14. Mount Vernon on top of Triad, but will 18 seconds be enough for the Knights? How about that Ram offense?
Well, good as it gets right now. Well, they've scored 4 times, 10, 10, 12, and 11 play drives.
Unbelievable. They're happy right now on the Rams sideline, but the defense has allowed a couple of Triad scores after shutting them down on their first drive. 18.1 seconds left to go in the first half. Thank you for joining us on WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. Top of the 8 o'clock hour here in the King City and in the Central Time Zone. As back to return, it'll be Wiedemann for the Knights. He stands at about the 20, but will it get to that point? That'll be the question. Some hands will be put up front. Of course, a reminder, we'll put our video archives up on WMIXsports.com after the season. It's going to be audio only until then.
Yep.
Once the Rams are done, we'll put them up.
We'll explain later.
As this will be on the ground. Oops, going to be off of a couple of hands. Can the Rams get to it? Let's see what happens here at about the 45 where it's picked up by somebody. They'll have to peel off the pile, and we'll see who ends up with the football. Looks like it's going to be Triad. Barely. Just barely, as I believe Ray Popkus ended up with it.
When you can have options, you know, Henkin, Lloyd, Reeves, Fitzgerald, Gray, you know, you go through the names, Hester, you got options. You know, you have to use them all. You can throw some out. In the second half, you're going to see different guys because the running backs never get tired, and the defense will because you're throwing so many different guys at them.
So many different guys indeed. 28-14 your score, 14.3 seconds left to go. First half action from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. It'll be Triad football, 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. The quarterback, Barber, back under center. Wiedemann, one of the backs. The fullback, man in motion is going to be number 18, Sam Lawson. They're looking to pass to the left side. Ooh, this will be well underneath, but some incidental contact, I guess.
Nope, overthrown. Remember in high school?
Oh, that's true.
No, it's not. Take that back. That's pro.
Yeah.
Incidental contact, nobody called it. Could have been either way. Got to get my rules straight. High school tonight, college tomorrow, pros on Sunday.
A lot of football to be had. I'm back into the college game. Michigan, Notre Dame, well. Oh, yeah, you're on the good side of that last week.
Bring it up. I'll talk about Michigan, Notre Dame.
That's a good game. I enjoyed it.
They run out of patsies to play. They dropped us after next year, so.
9.2 ticks left to go in the half. Quarterback under center. This time they're going to do the same play to number 23, Adam Nelson. With about 4 seconds left, he's still on his feet past midfield to about the 30-yard line. And the clock will temporarily stop with 0.6 of a second
left.
About
a 35-yard run that time?
That is 35 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for Triad.
Yeah, good for you. It is 0.6 of a second. You're going to get one play before we go to half.
The Knights did get the timeout in. Bang-up job on the clock tonight, of course. 2 Hall of Famers now up in the booth. Ron Marlowe and, of course, Randy Odell will go into the Hall of Fame as part of the 2014 class this year. You can read about that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. This timeout, meanwhile, presented by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. We'll learn that, of course, Dr. Eric Black will give him his due, and his staff have done a fine job supporting local sports in addition to the community here in Mount Vernon. But Tim Holloway will be going in as an individual athlete in his time at Mount Vernon High School, and joked with him about possibly going in as a coach before it's all said and done. He'll be in with a team more than likely, as the 2013 Mount Vernon Rams baseball team will eventually have to get their due.
Rams have 122 rushing yards in the second quarter.
Unbelievable. So Nelson will be in the game. He'll be a wingback here. Barber, the quarterback under center, with 0.6 of a second. That'll be 1st and 10 in Triad territory, and they're going to try to float one into the end zone, I have to think, unless the Rams have something to say about it, and they do. Trevor Schubert comes up with a big sack, and that will end the first half. The Mount Vernon Rams 28, the Triad Knights 14. We'll come back to your Second Chance Auto halftime show. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
This is your local State Farm agent, Tony Wilt. I want to thank Mount Vernon and the surrounding area for continuing to support us over the past 5 years. If you have never sat down with someone to go over your insurance program, let me invite you into our office. Let us show you what working with the industry leader, represented by a local agent, can do for you. I'm located just off 42nd Street. You can reach our office 24 hours a day at 242-1421 or on the web at tonywilt.com. Thanks again, and go Rams.
Have you been by Second Chance Auto lately? The selection is amazing. Their lot is full of great-looking, dependable cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. Family owned for the past 33 years, Second Chance Auto is the cure for summer new car fever. No one has a better selection of nice vehicles priced under $10,000. Almost all their vehicles come with a generous 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. There are no dock fees, no shipping fees, no processing fees, and absolutely no gimmicks. Just honest deals at low prices. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. Second Chance Auto.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Second Chance Auto halftime show starts now.
Man, we welcome you back here at the half from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. 28-14 is your halftime score as the Mount Vernon Rams lead the Triad Knights. Of course, get the car you want at Second Chance Auto. Second Chance has the largest selection of used vehicles priced under $10,000. No fancy sales or gimmicks, just honest deals and bank rate financing for all. Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon, continued proud supporter of the Mount Vernon Rams. And, of course, the Rams on top here tonight, four drives, 4 scores, and they lead Triad 28-14. Chris Hugo with Danny Zerwinski alongside. We have the Rams report with Tyler Barker to come. We'll have the now famous MVTHS minute to come a little bit later on in our halftime show as well. But first, we need to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll check in with Tyler Barker back at the studio. This is the Second Chance Auto halftime show. The Mount Vernon Rams on top here, 28-14 at the half. Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Your spine is a miracle of engineering, so when pain strikes, your body is telling you to get help fast. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois is proud to feature their spine care team. Doctors Kowalski and Smith, the professionals at Orthopedic Center, specialize in back and neck pain. So put our spine care team on the job. Find out more online at orthocenter-si.com. Stop the pain, fix the problem, and enjoy life again. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois.
More Americans are on a move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
Watch the Rams online at WMIXsports.com. Powered by Red Lake College.
Welcome back to the Second Chance Auto Halftime Show. With the Rams Report, I'm Tyler Barker for WMIX Sports. Rams soccer beat T-Town 4-3 Saturday and used hat-tricks from Mac Jones on Tuesday and Thursday, beating Effingham 4-0 and Mount Carmel 5-1. Soccer's back in action on Monday at Anna Jonesboro. The running Rams finished third last Saturday in the prestigious Granite City Invitational. The Lady Rams finished 19th after extreme heat canceled the Edwardsville run at SIU-E. Both teams will now run Tuesday at SIU-C. Lady Rams tennis remains undefeated after a 5-4 win over Flora on Wednesday. Now the Lady Rams head to the O'Fallon Quad tomorrow. Salem narrowly defeated Lady Rams Golf on Monday 193-199. Rams Golf lost to Marion and Mount Carmel on Tuesday in a triangular, and then had a tough 2-stroke loss to Centralia yesterday. The Golfers return to the links tomorrow in the Carbondale tournament. Lady Rams volleyball fell Tuesday to Centralia 25-21, 11-25, 25-21, but beat Woodlawn last night 25-27, 25-18, 25-22. The freshmen head to Carbondale tomorrow, rejoining the JV and varsity at Althoff on Monday. That's your Rams report for this week, and this is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new One account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, and CD specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations, 7 ATMs, and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Back here at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Hope you enjoyed the Rams report this week as we checked in with all things Mount Vernon Athletics. Chris Hugo with Danny Zawinski alongside. Here at the break, the Mount Vernon Rams lead Triad 28-14. And very successful, as we'll find out offensively when we take a look at those stats here, of course, on your Second Chance Auto halftime show. Second Chance has your largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced under $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Proud supporters for yet another season of Ram Sports here on the radio. Let's take a look at the numbers.
The numbers are stacked Mount Vernon way, 28-14 here at the half. The Rams, 15 first downs to 7 for Triad. Clean first half. There wasn't a turnover to be found in the first half by either team. Not a lot of penalties. Mount Vernon's got 3 for 8 yards. Triad has 1 for 5. Rushing department, it is Mount Vernon with 234 yards compared to 129 for Triad. Mount Vernon has 7 passing yards. Triad has 0, which gives you 241 total yards for the Rams to 129 for Triad for the halftime score of Mount Vernon 28. Triad 14.
Speaking of halftime scores, we'll have some halftime scores after our MVTHS minute. I'm proud of the one this week. Some very interesting material Tyler Barker has for us here on the Second Chance Auto halftime show. It's Mount Vernon 28, Triad 14 at the half. We'll take a break, come back to your MVTHS minute, learning about the finest in arts and academics at Mount Vernon Township High School. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
High school sports are back, and your source for scores is WMIXsports.com. Also, find archived local sports broadcasts, video highlights, national sports headlines, and more right at your fingertips. Listen and watch live WMIX sports broadcasts from your desktop or any mobile device. Need a score? Want to see a sick dunk? Miss a game? Didn't get up in time for the Saturday sports show? That's right. It's all at WMIXsports.com. Another free service from Withers Broadcasting, WMIXsports.com. At Banterra, we understand that banking is a relationship. It's a friendly face that knows your name, understands your needs, supports your goals. Banterra offers a complete range of personal and business banking products with competitive rates and loans that range from small projects to multi-million-dollar opportunities. We offer conveniences such as online banking, mobile banking, and direct deposit. For a strong community bank with exceptional customer service, Banterra is a smart choice for your banking needs. Banterra Bank, a proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Here's a look at your MVTHS Minute. I'm Tyler Barker on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Senior Megan McKinley authored a fictional novel last June entitled Cross My Heart and Hope to Die. The novel takes its setting in a world where demons roam free and people fear for their lives. A delicate balance is maintained by the government agency known as the Department of Demonic Activities. Only their trained agents stand between demons and humans. This gripping fictional saga is available in paperback form on Amazon.com for just $9.89. And even better, it's Prime eligible. To date, McKinley has received $40,000 in college scholarships. That's Cross My Heart and Hope to Die by senior Megan McKinley, available on Amazon.com. That's this week's MVTHS Minute, where WMIX Sports explores the best in arts and academics at Mount Vernon High School. Stay tuned for next week's installment. We'll take a quick break on your Second Chance Auto halftime show. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
I'm Lee Rob with Dave Bowers. We'll look at your next ride weather. After a beautiful evening, it's going to be clear and chilly overnight, a low 44 to 48. Tomorrow, bright sunshine and pleasant, high 75. Tomorrow night, clear and chilly, so again 44 to 48. Now look for Sunday, plenty of sunshine. A nice afternoon, a high 78. And then on Monday, time for clouds and sunshine, high temperature again 78. Next ride weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
Powered by Community First Bank, indeed. This is your Second Chance Auto halftime show. Second Chance has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced at $10,000 in one location. No fancy sales or gimmicks, just honest deals and bank rate financing for all. That's Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Unbelievable how long they have been supporting Rams Athletics. Been doing it for quite some time out there at Second Chance Auto. Appreciate them for being back for another year here for Rams Athletics on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Here at the half from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, the Mount Vernon Rams 28, the Triad Knights 14. Chris Hugo with Danny Zawinski alongside. Here in just a moment, we'll get you a comprehensive look at area scores brought to you by Tony Wilton, State Farm Insurance. Of course, Tony, you can find him at the corner of 42nd South Watertower in Mount Vernon. You can also give them a call. Look for them online at TonyWilt.com, or do what I do and try to find that white State Farm Jeep around town.
Games involving Ram opponents. We have nothing from Altoff and Mascoutah as of yet. Still tracking that down. Carbondale over Waterloo sometime close to half, if not at the half, 27-10. It is Centralia over Effingham at the half, 13-0. Harrisburg leads Marion at the half in a minor upset, 12-7. And Mount Carmel at the end of one leads Princeton, Indiana, 14-6. At the half, Pinckneyville over Benton, 8-0. Heron over DuQuoin, 10-0. AJ over Massac, 14-6. Murfreesboro over Sparta, 14-0. Those are all at the half. At SVWW, it's the Red Devils leading Chester 15-7. That's at the half. El Dorado over CZR 28-6 late second. Fairfield over Alvarado Trico 51-8 at the half. And Carmi leads Johnston City now in the third quarter 38-0 in Black Diamond play.
It is 14-10. Mascoutah on top of Altoff in the second quarter. They're at Lindenwood University Stadium.
35-6 El Dorado over CZR at the half. What was that score again?
Mascoutah leads Altoff 14-10 in the second quarter.
Really?
Yes, sir. Looking at it right now. Unbelievable. Of course, that scoreboard up.
14-10?
14-10. Hard to believe, ain't it?
Wow.
Yeah, 14-10. Mascoutah on top of Altoff at the moment. So there you go. You can watch us online at WMIXsports.com. We're always here on your radio on AM 940. Of course, we'll be introducing a new feature to our radio side here before you know it. That'll be in the coming weeks. We can't wait to roll that out for you here, as we're always trying to do our best to improve local sports here at WMIX and, of course, WMIXsports.com. We're on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports. You kind of notice a trend here. It's also where you'll find us on Facebook, oddly enough, and if you throw a .com in front of it, or behind it, I should say, it's WMIXsports.com. Anyhow, Chris Hugo with Danny Zerwinski alongside Quentin Lloyd back at our Mount Vernon studio. Jeff Crow brings you those camera angles on the aforementioned WMIXsports.com, and our man Avery Barton handling the public address tonight. It's a full WMIX Sports press box, I guess you could say, in the mobile studios here on your Second Chance Auto halftime show. But the Rams lead at 28-14, and looking back, they get the stop on Triad, who got the football with 18 seconds left. Broke off a large run, had about 0.6 of a second on the clock with a timeout. How big was that stop for the Rams now that Triad will have the football to start the half?
You look at Triad's stats, and I mean, you're thinking, oh my gosh, they've got 102, or I should say 129 yards. But of those, 103 of those 129 come on 2 plays. It's not been Triad knocking on the door on Mount Vernon. It's been the fact that Mount Vernon's done a good job. Triad's had a couple of big plays, and that's been about it.
They're now at the half at Altoff. Mascoutah, of course, up 14-10 at the break, and that's kind of a score that surprised me a little bit from all that I've heard about Altoff.
Yeah.
Interesting. Of course, matchups. Depends on matchups.
Matchup. Oh, you helping anybody out by watching it on there?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, as far as recording?
Don't have to worry about that. It's still up there.
Okay, that's true.
They archived.
Oh, they haven't learned that trick yet.
No, they haven't learned it.
Or it's okay to show it, but don't show it till it's over.
Right.
Yeah.
That's something that we learned after last year.
Yes.
We really weren't helping Rams football by archiving the video right after the game was over and keeping it up there forever. So
Highland keeps roaring along, 28-0. That's a 5A team to get your eyes on. They lead Mattoon 28-zip.
Interesting.
Mattoon's got a flag football defense. They keep giving up points left and right. 33, 50-something, and now at the half, 28. Whew.
It's an interesting look at the new field.
We'll get to see it up close and personal next week.
Yeah.
It looks like the side towards the school's been changed a little bit. And it looks like they probably got a pretty good little press box. Blake Strickland.
The press box wasn't bad.
No, I like the press box.
Before, if you had electricity.
Press box is pretty neat. What is that
nifty.
shaking?
I don't know, restless leg syndrome somewhere.
Oh, my gosh.
28-14, the score here at the half. The Mount Vernon Rams on top of the Triad Knights. Of course, Rams on the road next week at Altoff at the aforementioned Lindenwood University Stadium. Of course, Lindenwood Belleville. Had quite a few Rams and multiple sports end up at the new Lindenwood University. Oh, looky there.
What?
Former Mount Vernon Ram quarterback in attendance, Dr. Estes. Looking on, taking this one in.
On the far end there.
Waldville Spartans basketball coaches here.
Yeah.
A couple of Rams basketball coaches. I saw Tom Portner roaming around earlier.
Somebody's complaining about the press box at Althoff. I didn't have any problems with it, so that person's outvoted.
I loved it.
I enjoyed it.
We'll see what the Rams can do in the second half. And I think the key was they were able to score but eat time off the clock. And I think another key is going to have to be something defensively to not allow that big run from number 23, Adam Nelson.
That's the king. 2 big plays. That's the only thing that's kept Triad in this ball game. And until they stop, I mean, they haven't got anything going except for the 2 big runs. One of them was a touchdown, then the drive. Nashville at the half leads West Frankfort 34-15.
Interesting.
Way to go, Hornets.
That's big for the Hornets. Of course, this used to be the home for Hornets Sports, AM 940 WMIX. About 20 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour as we're looking to get into the second half of football here. It will be Triad football to start here in this second half. As we're about to begin the third quarter. Now it's official as it ends up on the scoreboard at WMIXsports.com. It's been quick tonight. You can find an out-of-town scoreboard on our Twitter at WMIX Sports. We encourage you to give us a follow. It's your way to stay in the game when the games aren't going on. It's on the Twitterverse, or even stay in the game when the games are going on.
That's a halftime score, 27-10, as Carbondale looks to go in 3-0. And, of course, the usual Centralia game next week on the schedule as conference play will begin in the South 7 next week as Carbondale will head to Centralia.
Marion should be going to Cahokia.
Marion's going to Cahokia. Might be a week where the road teams might be favorites.
Could very well. Reeves on the kick. It'll go out of bounds at about the 19, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Knights.
First penalty. I don't know. 4th one. Hey, watch out. Lane Kiffin's in the house.
Uh-oh. Look out.
You got to watch him.
So 1st and 10 for Triad. Here as we get a fresh 12 on the clock to start the third quarter. Chris Hugo with Danny Zerwinski alongside. Presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Of course, Community First Bank been with us all year. Been with us for multiple years now. Second is our official voice, and we appreciate them.
Triad's going to bump them back 5 yards and make it kick it again just so they can take the field position. See the kicker, see the leg, figure some math, do the math, as we say at the golf course. You got to do the math, and then, of course, go again. So Mount Vernon will kick now from the 36, or the 35, should be. He just dropped the ball. Okay.
Oh, that's
He forgot the signal. I'm like, wait a minute, that's new. I didn't know that came into the rule book.
Oh, he had to drop kick it at that point when he just left it there.
Thought we were going to count people and make sure they lined up correctly.
See where this one ends up. Back to return, of course, Bryce Wiedemann. Senior for the Triad Knights. And here comes more of a straight-on effort here, and this is going to be towards a corner. And guess what? It's going to be out of bounds, same spot.
Moving back 5 more if I'm Triad. Wiedemann. That brings back memories.
Yes, it does.
They don't like that. I don't know. 5 more. Back it up 5. Play it again. We still haven't officially started third quarter.
Nope. We'll get there eventually, though. Of course, if you're tired of hijinks, or maybe you're just tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home, and Nick Sino, Woodlawn, and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC,
That's
Community First Bank.
34-10 before the half. Carbondale's racked up more points.
It's a scary Carbondale
They can
team.
score. So that'll be a contrast to Mount Vernon running the ball, trying to keep the ball at Carbondale's hands come week 6. We already know how that game's going to go. You don't even have to look for the keys of the game.
Next caller. 28-14 Rams on top here as we start the second half, maybe. Kickoff this time will come for the 30. Going to try for a little trickery. Nope, picked up about the 45 for the Knights. Breaking a couple tackles, but ran sideways, ran east-west, or in this case, yes, east-west instead of north-south. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights at about the Triad 46.
When you can't kick the ball deep, you have to squib it. If you can't recover the ball and Triad gets it, now you got the short field. That's the disadvantage of things at this point for the Rams. Now you give them a relatively short field here.
It is 28-14. Mount Vernon on top. 11:52 to play in the third quarter. Triad has a first down, of course. After finally getting a kickoff return, it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 46 on the near hash. They'll be split left and right. Double wing back set in motion. They'll have it back. It's going to be the quarterback keeper for Barber, trying to put the head down about midfield. A gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd and 6.
Stayed home. Didn't fall for the fake. Good job defensively by the Rams.
A very good job.
Now the adjustments. We get to see what adjustments there have been.
It'll be Cody Wigginton split to the right, split to the left this time. It'll be Alex Crean. Mike Averill will be the left wing back. Tailback, of course, will be the fullback, Bryce Wiedemann. And this time it's going to be the quarterback keeper. Tyler Knutson wasn't buying. Gets him for a loss of yardage at about the Triad 49. And it'll be 3rd down and about 7.
Yeah, that was a botched play. Barber pulled out, was expected to run a midline option with the running back. Problem is, running back took off for him, even left him just in the midline with no option. Loss of yards on that one.
Not a bad defensive effort there with 11:01 to play in the 3rd. 3rd and about 7. The ball on the Triad 49. It's going to be a handoff to Averill. There's some hands on the jerseys. Can they bring him down? He passes midfield into the Mount Vernon 48-yard line. We're going to be 4th down for Triad. 4th down and about 4.
The glory spot.
Nice.
Showing a youngster what to do.
Vin Scully, as we're watching on Twitter.
Got a Triad player down at the Mount Vernon 45.
Trainers will take a look. Excuse me, the athletic trainers will take a look. Preferred nomenclature.
It's amazing what a difference a year makes. A year ago at this time, we were home. I was at a football game, Benton at Pinckneyville. After driving the Triad, green skies, severe storms, games canceled, postponed to the next day. Drive to Pinckneyville, watch a football game. Come home, go do a football game the next day. Tonight, what's the temperature? Let me look.
Funny,
57 degrees.
Funny you mention that. We had just gotten back from Troy. The skies were green. Got ahead of a cell that had a wall cloud in it. Produced a tornado warning at that time in Washington County. EAS goes off right about the time I'm recording the promo that says the game had been postponed for Saturday. Well, after some choice phrases, I go in to do some severe weather coverage, and next thing I know, it's 11 o'clock.
Next thing I know, I get home, I get a call, hey, the game's not started at Pinckneyville. Come on over. I watched the game there, did another one the next day, so I got a doubleheader in.
Yeah.
Then those my golfing buddies, that doubleheader.
We went back, and Triad picked up where they would have left off that night had we gotten underway. Medved was pretty well the star of the game and a 37-7 Triad win. But I remember on the way back, we were on Route 4, gotten off 40 back onto Route 4, and I was like, fellas, that's a wall cloud.
Yes,
it is.
I remember trailer and we was taking pictures. We were going down. I was taking pictures.
Yes,
I was in the back seat. Chris was driving.
Let's
get that straight.
Mobile Studios.
Yeah, and I was taking pictures with a cell phone going, hey, we're getting chased. So they're still tending the Triad player.
Thankfully, I recall, just rained a lot. No serious damage anywhere. There may have been some as it went into Edwards, Wabash, and that area as it crossed over the Wabash into Indiana.
So Carmine's winning big over Johnson City. Indians taking a hit as they got the Triad player up. He's got a twisted ankle or bum knee. Fairfield up big. They're 3-0. El Dorado up big. They're 3-0. So SVWW trying to hold on against Chester at home. And Mount Carmel now leads Princeton, Indiana to half 21-20.
That was when we were from one corner of the state to the other last week this year. Went from Madison County by day to Gallatin County at night.
What
are you popcorn days about? Last year this weekend.
Yeah, that was this weekend. It is again this weekend.
Crazy.
Yes.
Anyhow.
Yeah, I was
WMIX Sports travels the highways and byways.
Yeah, we did. We ended up down south, down yonder at the Shawneetown Bridge.
Yep, we did. 10:40 to play in the third quarter for just joining us. An injury timeout on the field for Triad. 28-14, the Rams on top here. 4th and 3 for Triad. The ball is going to be just inside the near hash at about the 47-yard line. Let's see what Triad does here. I'd have to assume that with the capability to break off the occasional big run, that they may try for it here.
Well, you're down 2 scores, and you're not going to get points very easily. You're in Mount Vernon territory. I don't see why they wouldn't go for it here. I mean, you can get 4 yards. Mount Vernon adjustments up front. See what happens.
See what they do as they split Crean off to the left, Wigginton off to the right. Trio of backs in this double wingback set with the quarterback Barber under center. The Rams are ready to go defensively. We'll see what happens on 4th and 3. And this is going to be the quarterback Barber. They buy the fake, and he takes the option read. Left of the near hash. There's going to be a flag on the play inside the 40 to about the 37.
You had a leaning running back for Triad first off. Should have been called motion. And then they get the first down on the quarterback keeper. And then they had probably what will be a face mask penalty at the end, which will be on Mount Vernon, which will probably tack on at least 5 or 15.
So we'll see what happens here. 28-14 your score. It'll be first down plus here on the 10-yard run by the quarterback Barber. We'll see what they're going to tack on. This will be 5, so it'll be down to about the 30.
Mount Vernon's got 6 penalties, and none of them are over 5 yards.